Yeah, okay. Any views expressed are the opinion of the guest. It's not a representation because the programming reflects that pole. Politicking with 4 eyes, it's really no competition. Suffocating with the dope, you know I be twisting. Real ninjas out in the field, now we cotton picking. Not to mention our intention to cover topics and many of the subjects. I got more lines than the deli at the Publix. With King Pharaoh, pole politicking, I'm pistol whipping. Rappers jeopardizing hip-hop position, my opposition, intuition, prediction like writers on The Simpsons. To witness the glimpses from higher up dimensions, my bitches be fighting gremlins like Phoebe Cates. Let me cook, stovetop oven, easy bakes, hydroponic with them seaweed flakes. Yeah, these rappers started from the bottom, power bottom, TD Jakes, unfollowed, talking about have you ever been swallowed? Regardless of race, color, or creed, you get Apollo'd. We pole, politicking, ticking, we straight pole, politicking, ticking. When it's a great show, you got to listen to that pole, politicking, ticking. This for the pole, politicking, ticking. We straight pole, politicking, ticking. When it's a great show, you got to listen to that pole, politicking, ticking.
Hey y'all, welcome back to PolePolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitch, Apple Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. 1212 on place to be with the most. How you doing, bro?
What's up, man? Hey, now I like homeboy we busting on your intro and shit. Have you ever been swallowed?
Yeah, I was telling him, I said the more shit go on, that shit be realer and realer now because he hitting on all this shit.
Right,
yeah, that's the homie 4 Eyes. He actually
Four Eyes. He dope.
Yeah,
I be following him and shit. He looked just like Snoop Dogg and shit. Like
we was making fun of him because we was like he looked like everybody. He was like Snoop Dogg. I thought he was legendary
Cat
baller. Yeah, Cat Williams. All we was making fun of him.
Yeah, he got a little bit of everything in him. What's up though, man?
Chill, man. I met you at the farmers market. Right? I met you. I talked to you. Yeah, I'm saying farmers market because you remember Yuck Mouth. He was like farmers market. And he was like, well, it is a farmers market in here.
Yeah. Did say farmers market.
Yeah, farmers cup though. I met you there.
Shout out to the farmers cup.
Yeah, you was doing your thing. I like how you was going down.
Russell Palmer, look, what's up, man? Yo, thanks for coming to visit us in San Diego. Oh yeah, for sure, Russell. That's Russell on fire. Yeah.
I was trying to get some of that weed you had out there, but like I said, I live in so we was in San Diego County. I live in Oceanside. I live in North County.
You was with that old dude, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember at the end of the night, he was like, "Hey, man, hide some of this shit in Oceanside."
I know.
Yeah,
but that was cool, man. I hope everybody got it. Look like some gas.
Oh, shit is fire. The shit is fire. In case y'all don't know what he talking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be a part of this company with this company called Weedwoods. And Weedwoods got the Dis That Shit. It's my signature pre-roll, got my name on the glass tube, and it's called Dis, DISDAT shit. So if you're in the LA area, you could search for Weedwoods delivery online, and you can get that actually delivered to you in LA, anywhere in the LA area and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then I remember what stood out to me the most. I remember after you performed, I remember you were saying you in the Dominican Republic. And I was like, wow, he's in the Dominican Republic. So how he out here? So I thought that was cool. So how long you been in the Dominican Republic?
Almost 4 years now. That's why I'm explaining why I'm on here without no shirt on right now. I ain't trying to show my.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
I am a walking Black History Month every day. What's up, Miss Crawley? You know what I'm saying? I see everybody tapping in. I sent a little shout out to somebody. They tapping in. Man, it's hot as hell out here right now. The power. Sometimes the power be going out and shit. You know, I got batteries on the back on my house, so I always got backup batteries, but they not hooked up to the air condition. So my fans will work, but the air conditioning ain't working. That air conditioning ain't working, but it's hot as fuck out here. It's a humid heat. You know what I'm saying? It's like a sticky hot heat type shit out here.
What made you move out there?
Crime, bullshit, and my beautiful little sons, because I don't want to raise them up in that bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying?
So where was you at?
I was last living in Seattle, but I lived in LA most all my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was telling my homie, because my homie lived in Tacoma, and then I met this girl saying she's from Tacoma, and I was like, yeah. I said my homie called that shit. He said they call that shit to Compton, and she was like, no, they don't. And I was like, yeah. He said it's bad.
Tacoma raggedy as fuck. Tacoma is ratchet, boy. You know what I'm saying? I was living in a cool area, and I wasn't necessarily living in Tacoma. I was living in a cool little area up in Seattle. But man, 4 years back, man, when all that politics shit was like, it's funny because your name of your show called Politickin, but when all the politics and shit start happening in America, man, all that shit just started. The Trump shit and back and forth with the MAGA hat and all the fighting and all the bullshit and up there, you know, I was living around Proud Boys and them neo-Nazi motherfuckers, and I was like, this shit is worse than me up there with being like this. Is like me being a blood in a Crip neighborhood with all red on. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? So it was just always some shit that I was like getting into it with them motherfuckers, and I was just like kind of like, man, fuck this shit. So we kind of went on a vacation, and then the pandemic broke out, and it was like, you think, you know what I'm saying? You see how life is over here versus life is over there, and then it was just like, me and my wife was like, I think we could do this. You know, we this is. You go somewhere for 90 days first. You don't ever just go somewhere and be like, I'm about to live in Puerto Rico, I'm about to live in Jamaica. Go to Puerto Rico or Jamaica or Dominican Republic for like 90 days and sit there and go, okay, the hospital that way, the schools is right here. This gonna cost this much. This gonna cost me this much a year. This gonna cost me this much a year, and then try to figure it out like that. You know what I'm saying? And I figured out the ecosystem. I figured out, okay, motherfuckers is the people is this way over here. Okay, this is where I want to know where the crazy shit is at. I want to know where the good shit is at. I want to know where the, you know what I'm saying? I'm from South Central, man. In South Central LA, you gotta know that. Oh shit.
Hey, you be like where your mama stay, where your grandmama stay.
Exactly. You want to know what hood you just pulled up in. You want to know where, oh, not don't go this way, go that way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should drive around the long way instead of. So I once I figured out all that, man, I was like, man, let's get up out of here. And
Yeah, we got
4 years. Oh, what'd you say?
No, I was saying somebody had sent a question too. You see it?
What was it? A good move? Hell yeah, it was a good move. Hell yeah, if it wasn't a good move, I'd have been back. But you know what I'm saying? Since I've been here, I done bought my house and I done built upstairs of my house too. So you know what I'm saying? It's all.
How much your house cost out there?
Not that much. I ain't gonna discuss it on here, but you know what I'm saying? I get at you in my DM, no, you know what I'm saying?
We paying, out here in Oceanside, condos $500,000.
No.
Yeah.
I ain't have nowhere near no shit like that.
That's crazy. That's cool, man. I like to see people. I don't know. I think that's cool, man. Like what you're doing, and then I see you still doing shows and coming out here. So I just thought that was really cool. I was like, that's cool, man. I see,
man, having
hip hop
fun.
take you.
Hip hop, yeah. I think hip hop and shit. You know what I'm saying? What she say? Right, I gotta be there for a second. Exactly. Come 90 days. Come pull up. You can stay in my crib. It's 3 bedrooms downstairs and it's 2 bedrooms and two showers upstairs.
Oh, that was Mike that said it. Look, they just said that.
Shout out to my homeboy Jay Sticks too. I seen him on here too. Part of the house dope. Yeah, she said the house dope. She seen it. That's my homegirl Ina. Yeah, my nigga John Moore. That's my nigga Sticks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I just be chilling, man.
Oh, you know so yeah, we gotta catch up. We got a lot of people in here today. He said I just came in late. Where he is? He in the Dominican Republic.
The DR, man, is sitting there raining right now. This shit hot. It's hot rain.
Yeah, he said ain't no heat over there, so he over there. No air conditioning over there, so he in the heat struggling. That's why he got his shirt off.
Yep, and that when the when that power cut back on, boy, you gonna best believe I'ma ice this motherfucker up. Definitely stay connected, family and friends. Much love.
And then another reason I want to talk to you that you actually got my attention is actually my wife is related to Eazy-E. So then I saw that you said you was a ghostwriter. Yeah, you said you was a ghostwriter for him, and I actually saw that song, and you said you was ghostwriting when you was 19. So I want you to talk about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that shit. How that shit came about was, I grew up in this neighborhood on 36 in Vermont. Me and my homeboy used to rap together in junior high school. We was double vision and shit. I heard a rap contest was going on the radio on 1580 K-Day back in the days. In the 80s, it was 1980 something. World Class Wrecking Crew was having a rap contest, and the winner gonna win a record deal and all this shit with Lonzo from the World Class Wrecking Crew. So my auntie, that's my auntie now, Peaches, but she was just my neighbor back then before my uncle and her started messing around. She was like, I'll chaperone y'all, I'll take y'all out to the skating ring. So this skating ring was in Compton. You know what I'm saying? It's a blood skating ring. Everybody know this skating ring is a blood skating ring in Compton called Skateland. So me and my homeboy, we went, we rapped, we came in fucking we qualified. It was like the top 3 people qualified. We qualified. We had to come back the next week. Next week, we came in second because the dude that rapped first, that came in first place, he was a blood. So we was rapping in a blood skating ring. So that shit was like home cooking. That off top, it was like the Bloods was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We like 2 little kids like imitating Run DMC type shit. They like, man, get y'all ass out of here. Not like that. But everybody still had love for us, but the Bloods, they was just going, they got it off. And then Sir Jinx, which was Ice Cube DJ, which is Dr. Dre's cousin, he was like the list man of like, the who's next, who's so next. So he pulled me and my homeboy to the side, was like, man, y'all need to start coming to my house, man, and start I'll start making beats for y'all because y'all rapping off of like Paul Revere instrumentals, Beastie Boys instrumental, 30 Days, Run DMC instrumentals and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, come to my house. I'll start making beats. Long story short, went to his house, started making beats. I was around Dre, Ice Cube, stayed 2 houses down from him. You know what I'm saying? So I was always in that little mix. Dale the Funky Homo Sapien is Ice Cube's cousin. So when he used to come from Oakland, he come down there, I'll be kicking it with him, playing with him outside and shit. Jinx's remote control cars and shit in the driveway and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was always around. And then I was in high school. I was with I had a rap partner named Eileen, and me and him was under the wing of Bobcat, not Battle Cat, but DJ Bobcat. Bobcat was LL Cool J other DJ besides Cut Creator. He made Jack the Ripper, I Need Love, and all that kind of shit like that, and he made Mama Said Knock You Out also, you know what I'm saying, which is a whole nother story. So we was under Bobcat wing, and then when NWA broke up, Dre took me and my homeboy and we had another dude in the group named Admiral D, which was just like this. He was a Jamaican motherfucker. He was like he would rap like he was Jamaican, but the fool was a Valley boy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he was like Snow. You remember Snow?
Man, yeah, he was like Snow. He like you know how Shaggy be talking like. Shaggy would be like, yes, man. So we was making the record and then I thought him come like level up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was one of them kind of motherfuckers, right? His name was Admiral D and shit. And so at that time, Dre used him on Always Into Something, which was kind of like the last NWA video record or whatever like that, Always Into Something. And then fucking NWA broke up. Dre took us under his wing. He had us under his wing. Suge came into the picture, and Death Row started coming, building and shit. And my manager was a Crip and already had money. You know what I'm saying? So what Suge was trying to offer us in them death row contracts, my manager was like, nigga, we already be throwing this shit in a strip club already. We be eating it. We already eat the kind of money you ain't even trying to give us that money. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, fuck that. We wasn't fucking with death row. I'm still cool with Suge to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we wasn't fucking with death row. And so as we left, when we left, it was kind of like, damn, we going back to the street, because it was almost like, damn, this is we right here. We under Dre wing, you know what I'm saying? We right here. We about to be death row. We about to, it's about to go on from there. And then it was like, man, almost back to the street. And then I get a call from Bobcat. Bobcat was producing Eazy-E record at that time. And then Bobcat was like, Diz, you need to come over here to the Ruthless studio. Eazy needs some help. So I go over there and start, he asked me to get down with him and BG Knockout and Drayster. And
you said like, it was after NWA, right?
Yeah, and I was like, nah, because that's when he was about to diss Snoop, and I'm like, nah, man, I just left from Death Row over there, and I ain't got no beef with.
So it was around what was that song he had? It was like Dre Day around that time.
Yep, right, okay. right at that
real
time.
Motherfucking G's. So real
Compton City G's. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I don't want no parts of this beef. I don't want to do this shit. So I don't. And then he was like, okay, I can respect that, but you know, nigga, you hard. You know what I'm saying? So just push your pen. And I start writing raps for that fool. You know what I'm saying? I start writing raps for him, and then in the mix of me writing these raps for him, I fuck around and go to prison at the age 20. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get out until I was 23. But now in the time while I was in prison, Death Row blows up, all this shit goes on. He fucking dies about a year before I come home. He dies a year before I come home. None of the music that I ever wrote for him came out. None of this shit. I was just like, so I wasn't going. When I was in jail, my plan was always like, all right, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna go to Ruthless. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get out and go right back to Ruthless, because after I was gonna do all this writing shit anyway, Eazy was like, man, after all this my album come out and everybody, the roster, I clear the roster off the shit and all that shit, man. I'll put you out on Ruthless, let you get your solo project off. But I went to prison before any of that shit could happen. So now when I get out of jail, I'm listening to the beat, and Julio G, he playing like unreleased music by Eazy-E and shit. We got an unreleased. It was like his birthday or something one day on the radio. He was like, yeah, we got an unreleased song by Eazy-E, and boom, it was 24 Hours to Live. I'm like, damn, that's the shit I wrote, man. I'll go calling everybody, motherfucker, hey, nigga, that's motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was a weird feeling, because it's like hearing yourself on the radio. It's a weird feeling anytime I listen to that song, because I hear his voice, but I know
you wrote it.
I know it's not even that I wrote it, man. The way he would record the songs that I wrote, I would get on the mic. I would get on the mic, say the shit like it's my song. 7,423 grains of sand dropped from the hourglass is how much time I got left on this planet. Some motherfuckers gotta die. I'm an evil motherfucker ready to tear. You get me? I bust it just like it's a regular song. They pull it up, they bumping it in the studio, playing it like it's a regular song. He took a cassette tape or whatever the fuck. I think at that time, I think he took a tape home. You know what I'm saying? He took a tape of it. He would learn that shit like in 2 or 3 days and call me back. Man, come back up to the studio, or he come pick me up, go back to the studio, and then they playing my verse. They playing my track in his head.
He rapping it, yeah.
And he rapping right along on top of it. 7,000. So now you hear my voice, but then you hear his 7,423. You hear that high pitched Eazy-E voice, and he dropped from the hourglass. How much time I got left on this planet? Some motherfuckers gotta die. Man, he's singing it right on top of me, right? And then Bobcat just pulls my vocals down, pulls his vocals up, and there go the song. Bam.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's always like it's always a little funny feeling, like when I hear that song. It's still like when I first hear it, it's almost like I hear myself but then it's like Eazy, but then it's even it's still kind of surreal too, because it's like, man, I'm 51 years old now. You know what I'm saying? I wrote that shit when I was 19, but it's still like I became a part of history doing that. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of ghostwriters, but man, everybody ain't right for that motherfucker. A lot of people can't just walk around and just be like, I wrote a song for Eazy-E. You know what I'm saying? So it gave me some kind of like something to hold on to, like that, like I did this. You feel what I'm saying? Kind of shit.
Yeah, we got another question from the viewers. The viewers in here. Appreciate y'all in here too, man. We got a lot of viewer questions though. They said, I don't know about this one, but he said, do Bone honor you for the roles of writing you did for Eazy-E?
Nah, and spell Easy name next time with a Z. Is Eazy. You know what I'm saying? But no, actually the only people from Bone that I was ever really cool with was Lazy Bone. I bumped into him on a different couple of occasions and shit. I partied with him one night in a motherfucking after hours and shit, and lost my phone and shit that night. I remember that night.
You was with them when he had Bone? Were you around too?
I actually look my and it's funny too, because at that time the roster on Ruthless was like Silky Fine. He had you know what I'm saying, he had Diamond Girl, he had Big Chan, he had you know what I'm saying, he had fucking he had Rhythm D, he had fucking Above the Law. Look, my thing was like this. When I go to the studio, the twins, the two big Samoans, his security guards, right? They'll meet me at the door. If my manager dropped me off, my manager and them never could even come into the studio with me. Nobody could come into the studio with me. I ain't never had no homeboys. I ain't never had no tag along, no homie. Nobody would ever come into the studio with me. The only people that I was ever in the studio with around Eazy-E was Rhythm D and Bobcat. One time I came to the studio and Above the Law was there, and he was like, and Eazy was telling them niggas like, man, y'all gotta go right now. Like this nigga coming to work, little nigga coming to work. You know what I'm saying? And I passed Hutch and Gomac and all them that time, you know what I'm saying? But Bone Thugs, I never was around them like in studios. I was around Bone Thugs and them one time in 2000 something, when I was with Jinx and he went up to the studio and they was working on something in the studio. But other words than that, I never hung with him. I never kicked it with him. I never was like how could you say, like if you think of Death Row, like all the motherfuckers hung together, and you think of Ruthless, like all the motherfuckers hung together, I still have my own shit going. I just came over there. I was a hired gunner. I was a hitman. You know what I'm saying? I was hired to come over there to fucking write them raps and go. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't.
I would say, did you ever was you ever around Jerry Heller?
I actually went with my manager and Easy. I think it was Monty's Steakhouse, or the shit called Monty's or Monty. It was I have been around Jerry Heller once, yeah, but it wasn't like I was kicking it with him or like seen him on a regular or nothing. But I've been around that motherfucker once.
All right. Then you were saying, that was around your sound like that stuff happened around 1920s. So kind of, I guess, take us through
1920s. Nigga, how old you?
No, 19 or 20 years old.
I'm like 1920s. We be mummies right now at this
moment. Yeah, 19. You was around 19, 20 years old, but I was gonna say kind of
I was like 1920.
So take us to like kind of like what happened after that as far as your career.
So then after that, so now I do my prison time. I do the 3 years in prison. When I get out, Eazy's passed away. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of like damn, what should I, you know, my manager and them, they still balling and on top of shit, and they was giving me like little projects. Like it was this lady named Stephanie Bolton. She was an R&B singer. I think she out of New Orleans, maybe. I think or something. She from somewhere down south, but she had like a song. They was like, man, we need a rapper to, you know, I was getting them kind of little a rap a verse on the R&B record. I did that shit. You know what I'm saying? So then I was just kind of just like taking it easy, kind of just kick back. And my boy Ras Kass was dancing for me back in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so Ras at this time in 96, when I get out of prison, Ras is popping now. He signed a Priority. His record is about to pop and shit. And then I heard on the radio one time, I heard Dismost and Little Dags hold tight. I know I seldom shoot kites, but I've been trying to get my pockets right. And I'm like, oh, this nigga the guy, nigga, shout out, you know what I'm saying? So then I come home, it was all love again. It was like, man, he was like this. Learn my shit, man. Come on the road with me. So I went on the road. It was me, his cousin Blue Da Vinci from BMF. Blue Da Vinci is Ras Kass' cousin. Them niggas is cousins. And my other homeboy from BMF, Speedy. You know what I'm saying? So me, Speedy, and my our DJ Bird, which was a producer. And what's up, Heather? Farmer's Cup was fun. Yes, it was. I was high 4 fucking days after Farmer's Cup. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was just like I was.
Look, I still got something left.
Oh yeah, you was catching them J's, boy. They was throwing them motherfuckers like. Boy, it was not the. I know where I'm at in the story, but just that Farmer's Cup because I seen that shit, man. Hey, I was fucked up for 4 days after that shit. See the difference between Farmer's Cup and things like Kush Stock, I realized. See, Farmer's Cup is competition. So motherfuckers is coming with they A game, they top nuggets, they bombing string. They coming with the strongest shit. They not coming with no, is this some pacifier weed? Here, my company is this, and you know, everything was like, ooh, what the name of this company? You know what I'm saying? Everything was like, God damn, okay, Northern, okay, oh, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? So it was that man, hats off to Farmer's Cup. I hope
that's the highest I ever got.
Man, I hope I get to perform at that motherfucker again next year, man, because that shit was a tasty treat.
And you saw the dude with the big blunt?
Man, what? That big ass?
Man, he was walking around with it, but I was like, nah, I can't do it.
I couldn't even.
I was like, I can't do it. Nah, I can't. I was like,
you didn't have to hit it. All you had to do was stand by that motherfucker. You was just like, damn, you can just go, fuck. You could just, you know what I'm saying, get high off of just smelling it. But back to the story. Is Ras Kass. So Ras Kass said, come on, and I went on tour with Ras Kass. I was on tour with Ras Kass while I was on parole. Coolio, rest in peace, was Raz's manager at the time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coolio, that was a homie too, man. That motherfucker. So they used to we'll be doing a show somewhere, and then I'll fucking fly back just to meet my parole officer. Check in with her and then fly back out to the city, whatever city we was doing the show at. But that shit was fun. So shout out to Ras Kass, man. I'm always had love for him for doing that shit. He like, you know how motherfuckers be like, you see some rappers when they come home and shit. Like we see it now because we got the internet and all that kind of shit. And they homies be looking out for them and be like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I really felt like if it was now, if we was like internet and back then like that, you would have seen me come home. The homies, I was on with the homie put me on. You know what I'm saying? It was like they really put me on. I'm always say that, man. They always got love for Ras for that shit.
Yeah, you named a lot of people. I had Ras Kass on the show. Then also you named Lonzo earlier. I had him on the show too.
Oh, that's what
I saw you had a song with JD too. Yeah, I just interviewed him.
Me and JD got a couple of songs together. We got a song that's out right now called Friend of Mine's. The boy JD was a friend of mine till I caught him in the car trying to steal my Alpine. You know what I'm saying? We got a song called Friend of Mine. We got a song called Clown Insurrection. That was the first song I opened up at the Farmer's Cup with, but I just didn't do his verse. But that song, Clown Insurrection, is like about Trump and Biden and all this fucking voting shit that's going on back and forth, Republican, Democrat shit. And then we also got a song called No More Locked Doors, which is the first song that we collabed on when he got out of prison. When he got out of prison, he been gone for 28 years. Fucking my story with JD is one time I was in the studio with Jinx. JD fucking walked in the studio. Ice Cube was working on something. Ice Cube was in the booth. I was in the little where the little kitchen area is by the studio, and JD came in with a wet napkin, a paper towel, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" He was like, "Man, Bushwick Bill, motherfucker from
Hello, boys.
the ghetto boys taught me how to roll this shit called a blunt." And I was like, "What?" I mean, this had to be like 1989 or something, man. You know what I'm saying? And then it was 89 or 90. You know what I'm saying? And then fucking man, that motherfucker opened up the thing and he had this big ass fucking tobacco paper split down the middle. Or, I think it was a Philly. Or
Y'all said, was that backwood? Or you
no,
said
it was probably
Dutch Master?
He gonna say it was a backwood, but I swear to God, I think it was a Philly Titan. Remember the Philly Titans?
Yeah.
Big ass. Yeah, I think it was a Philly Titan because I remember him taking a razor, splitting that motherfucker down the middle, took the tobacco out, and then he laid it in that wet napkin. Like, I was like, what the fuck is the wet napkin? He put it in the wet napkin. Then he twisted that motherfucker. That was one of the highest days I ever been because I up until that point, you know what I'm saying, it was nothing but joints. We were smoking joints, cess joints at that. You know what I'm saying?
What's
some of that
joints?
Shit, like $5 nickel bag dirt weed. You know what I'm saying? Like we was smoking that shit out of fucking paper. So when JD taught me that shit, and then another crazy thing about JD is when I got arrested. Okay, I got arrested in 90. I got arrested in 92, 93. And I got out of jail in 96. And when I got arrested, 92, 93, I was actually in the fucking Wayside with JD. So I know JD through the neighborhood, Cube and Jinx, and around the neighborhood. I used to go to Washington with Yo-Yo. This is how I became an honorary member of the lynch mob too, is because of JD. You know what I'm saying? And so I seen JD in the county jail, and he like, "Oh man, whoop-de-whoop." I was like, I know he in there for the hot one, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, good spirits. He like, "Man, I'm gonna beat this shit." Like whoop-de-whoop, like, "Oh, I'll be out, nigga. Like, nigga, you take care." I was like, man, I got 3 years, you know what I'm saying? I was just in there and I was about to go to the pen, you know what I'm saying? I got the 3 years, and he was like, "Man, I see you." Like, it was basically, I thought he was gonna beat that case, get out, and I was gonna go do my little 3. Man, I did 3 years, and that motherfucker was still in there for 20 something, 25 more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's super crazy. I was like, shit. And so when he got out, I was like, let me reach out to JD, man, because I always thought he was hard as fuck from the old lynch mob, that Gorillas in the Mist. Voodoo.
Yeah.
I used to be one of my favorite songs and shit. So I was like, not even just knowing the motherfucker is one thing, but when you know a motherfucker and that shit still, this shit is really hard, man. So when I got at him, I was like, "Hey, man, I ain't lazy on my pen shit, man. I got some shit, man. You know what I'm saying?" And he was like, "All right, let's see what it do." And then the first song I thought that would sound dope together was "No More Locked Doors," being that he came home. He got to explain how he came home and all that shit was hard. So "No More Locked Doors," y'all go look that up. It's all Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, everywhere. It's on YouTube, everything. "No More Locked Doors," Clown Insurrection, and Friend of Mine's. You know what I'm saying?
Then you was talking about Death Row a little bit earlier. Did you run into Pac any back then?
Hell yeah, I got Pac stories too. I ran into Pac. I did run into Pac. I ran into Pac's. Man. Look, so the night I was writing the song for Eazy, I finished writing that day. My manager or somebody that was with my manager got a call and was like, "Pac over there in Echo Sound recording his Thug Life album. Bring this through." So they brought me through. I met him, chopped it up with him. I remember that night he had on no shirt and he had on some blue Dickie overalls. And I remember because I was tripping off, I was like, where's this yeah, and I'm in the video for Gangster Party video. I'm the sheriff in the Gangster Party video. That came about. So when I first met him, he had the two 380s inside. He reached inside the the overalls like this, and that fool pulled out two little 380s and set them on the table. Then another thing I noticed about Pac that night. So he would put on the beat and everybody just would be around the room and just start busting. I bust. He was like, "Oh, this nigga hard." So then the nigga was like, "Nigga." He was like, "You nigga, you down with Eazy, you down with me, it's all love." He was like, "I'm working on my Thug Life album. It's just all my homies." You know what I'm saying? That's on my album. You can come back and get on that motherfucker. Come back next week and get on it. You know what I'm saying? Come get on the track. I'm like, all right, cool. So that was the first night I met Tupac. Remember, that's a night that I was writing for Eazy. I went from the studio with Eazy and I met Tupac. So then I'm like, okay, about a week to 2 weeks after that, I get arrested and go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So all that thug life shit was out the window. All that going back to Ruthless was out the window. I had to go do time. So I went to go do the time. And bro, when I got out in 1996, I'd only been out for maybe a week to 2 weeks. And fucking my homegirl Naila, her sister was one of the directors for How Do You Want It? How do you, coming up?
The fast lane live for real.
How do you want it? Yeah, so okay, so that video, so she was like, yeah, I'm tripping. Cause she was like, Diz, I know you just got out of jail, but you want to come be an extra in Pocket them video? I was like, hell yeah. And plus I ain't been around niggas since I went to jail 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I've been out of sight, out of mind. So I was like, hell yeah. So I show up to the thing. She sends me the wardrobe and they put me in a motherfucking sheriff outfit. I'm the sheriff, I'm the bailiff, I'm the sheriff in the courtroom when he like, Bob Doe, Mr. Bob Doe, your hair is too gray.
Yeah, Mr. Bob Doe, you too old to understand the way the game so.
On Gangsta Party
Make
video, right?
Stop that, yeah.
I'm standing up against the wall with my arms crossed in a sheriff outfit because I'm the bailiff in the courtroom. And what was funny about that shit was I'm on parole, man. I just got out. I've been in the pen for 3 years. And then here I am in Tupac video as the police. so everybody was laughing and shit. It was fun. It was another one of them fun days that where like when people walked up and they saw me, they'd be like, "This, this nigga, you home, nigga. This nigga's the police." They laughing like this nigga just got out of jail and he the police. You know what I'm saying? So that was a fun ass day. And man, that was the last day I seen Pac actually. It was a closed set. Because you couldn't, just couldn't anybody just be coming up there. I couldn't call somebody and be like, "Nigga, I'm up here shooting a nigga video with Pac, nigga." And you ain't coming up there and getting on the set, nigga. And plus, at the same time we shot Gangsta Party video, they were simultaneously shooting How Do You Want It video. And that day tripped me out because I remember Jodeci was in it and Danny Boy and Aaron Hall. And the trailers, bro, this was back when motherfuckers didn't just show up with a phone or just one camera and shoot a video. This is when it was like, nah, it's a trailer over there, it's a trailer over there, it's a trailer over there, it's a trailer. The food crafts is down there, you know, craft services is over there. You know what I'm saying? It's like trailers. And man, they were shooting How Do You Want It video, and How Do You Want It video, they would shoot one version. Pac could have his vest on and bandana and shit, and he had the girls on the mechanical bulls riding with him, and he would do his part. How do you want it? You know, how do you feel coming up as a nigga? He did do his part. Then they say cut, and then the same ladies would go take all their clothes off and film that same scene again, butt naked, asshole naked.
Oh yeah, they had an X-rated version too.
And they got I don't know if y'all ever seen it or if it got to be on the internet somewhere.
Well, Heather Hunter in the video, right? Ain't Heather Hunter in the video?
It was a gang of porno stars there that day. You know what I'm saying? And so when they would say cut, the girls would go take off all their clothes and then they come right back into the same position that they just shot the last scene at. You know what I'm saying? And then they'd do a butt naked version, man. I was like, damn, this nigga Tupac was man, Tupac was hey man, that motherfucker was head his shit, man. And because I was like, because I remember saying, like, this is before we had internet and all this old shit where you damn near be getting away with all kind of shit. But I was like, how the fuck this nigga think he gonna get away with this butt naked shit though? You know what I'm saying? But they had struck a deal with Playboy, the Playboy channel. Back in the days, remember on cable had
I remember that.
Cable had like Playboy channel, and like
right.
If you'd have had the right thing, that shit be all scrambled. You
be trying to watch that shit.
That shit scrambling, try to see a titty and shit and all that. But that shit, but they had some kind of deal with Playboy, so that one version was going to the Playboy channel, man. I was like, man, Pac was on his shit, man. He was on his shit, bro. But I've been around him. I've been around him that time, and I've been around him on that when they was filming that damn Hit 'Em Up video too one time. When he was like, oh Piggy, I ain't gonna kill you. I ain't gonna kill you, Piggy Smalls or something. He was acting like he was all shot up, but he survived it. Yeah, I was there that night, man. I seen him going off on I remember him going off on the cameraman like motherfucker, if y'all don't start shooting this, like he hated wasting time, bro. Just that sitting around that old trying to milk it or whatever the fuck. If they was just like, man, fuck that, film this shit right now, motherfucker. Like, let us go. There's other shit we could be doing. Like, he was like, get that shit done, man. That shit, I like the way he used to work, man. That motherfucker used to work, bro. But yeah, rest in peace to Pac. I've been around Tupac, yeah.
Somebody asked me, they asked him about how was it working with Too Short.
I got a song with Too Short actually too. That never came out. So people that know that, they follow me on Instagram and they done heard like little clips of it I done put out on. You know what? Actually, that motherfucking song might be on SoundCloud. It might just be on SoundCloud, but it's me and Too Short. You just type in Dismost and Too Short. And shit, you can type it on YouTube, but you can hear a little clip of it. But man, that working with Too Short, that shit was a dope ass day too. Cause I was it was like 97, about 97. And I was signed to a independent record label called Moneybag Entertainment. You see them that tat on my arm? Or no, that's that backhand, bro. But I got a tat on my arm this way. Say Moneybag Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And Moneybag was my man Pete. You know what I'm saying? He was like from New York, but he was living on the West Coast out here, and he had me, my cousin Tavius, Tay Gamer. You know what I'm saying? Bird, Sybil, Kimmy Shondine, my homeboy Scribs, Mississippi Black. We was all like a group, you know what I'm saying? We had demos and shit that we was shopping at that time. And Too Short, my producer, was making music for his porno. Snoop, Snoop the year before had the highest grossing porno. I don't know if because people thought Snoop was gonna be fucking in the porno, so they went to see, or just because
he's just hosting it.
He would be rapping a song in between it. And then a show, a porno would come on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was like, shit. If Snoop shit grossed that motherfucker high, what you think Too Short shit gonna do? He even more for the bitches and the ladies and the poles and the hoes. You feel what I'm saying? So my producer was like making the music for the porno, just the beats for the porno, and so this particular day we was in the studio. And his name is John. And so then this particular day we was in the studio, man, and he was making beats for this motherfucker. I was working on this song, this old nasty ass song, talking crazy, woo. And I was talking so crazy and nasty that I couldn't even think of the second verse. I couldn't come up with shit. So I was like, man, I'm about to go to LA. I'll be back later on tonight. Fuck with the song, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I was super high. I was fucked up. I was like, fuck it, man. I need to just go chill out. I'm tripping, man. So when I left, he called me about shit. He called me about an hour later and was like, hey, man, when you left, I was mixing that verse down, and I kept playing the song over and over, hella loud. And Too Short, man, when he came up in here, he was like, man, who is this nigga, man? And I was like, boo, 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 it's my homie Diz, woo, 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 woo. Dismost, man, he got woo, he working on his shit. He was like, man, tell that nigga come back to the studio, man. He don't got a second verse. Tell that nigga I get on the second verse right now. So I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, that nigga too short in there. That nigga in there writing his verse right now, nigga. He's like, nigga, come back. I was like, oh shit, I'll be there within like 20-something minutes. Boom, I get back, man. I got back to the studio less than 30 minutes. I pull up, boom, I pull up in there, like too short. I'm like, I'm Dismost. He like, man, you hard, man. I like this fucking song, man. This shit crazy, man. This motherfucker hard, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, I already spit my verse. I said, what? That nigga was done like a 25 minutes, like 20 minutes. Yeah, so he was like, man, when a song is this dope, it's nothing to it. It's there. It's like I could see it already. Man, I went in there, listened to the motherfucker. I'm like, damn, I got a song with Too Short. I'm like geeked up, like, you know what I'm saying? And so I was more pumped up for my uncle, rest in peace, Uncle Hugh, because my Uncle Houston was like a #1 Too Short fan. I didn't like Too Short back when I was younger. Because I was like, I'm a rapper. I come from Run DMC and LL Cool J, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this Too Short with this these are the tail. I didn't think that was like, man. I was like, man, no, man. You know, I was like I was break dancer in the front of the house with the big ass boom radio. Like I wasn't trying to be I wasn't at the age where I was trying to mac girls and be I couldn't really. I was like, man, no, I'm still spinning on my back and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was my uncle that used to be like, nigga, we gotta go somewhere. We're gonna drive around for an hour. Bumping Too Short, nigga, like in the car, like, damn, nigga, you can't play nothing else. Nigga, you can't play Houdini, you can't play Friends, you can't play Houdini, you can't play nothing else in this motherfucker but Too Short over and over. So I was more pumped up for real about doing the song to be able to go to my uncle, man. It was like going to my uncle with that CD, and before Too Short left the studio that day, I told him the story. I was like, bro, man, woo, 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 woo. I mean, I was at the age then where I like Too Short, respect everything he did. Now, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't understand it when I was younger. But then I was like, dude, I was like, man. And so I remember he wrote on the CD to Uncle Hugh from Too Short. So my uncle Houston lived in Nebraska, in Omaha, Nebraska. Man, I flew out there to do something, go see my grandmother or something. When I flew out there, man, I gave him that CD. He was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, man, put it on. My uncle was crying.
That shit was like you want a Grammy to him, huh? That was a hood Grammy right there.
You finished the story for me, bro. That was like it was like a motherfucker saying, I was like, this Grammy is for my uncle or my whoopty whoop whoop whoop. You know what I'm saying? It was like doing this on TV, and then you go there and give it to them, and they like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, my uncle cried, man. That nigga cried, man. That nigga cried when I gave him that CD. He was like, nigga, you got a song with Too Short? Like, nigga, he was like, nigga. Like, my uncle looked at me, nigga, like I was. Then I became that nigga #1. I was that nigga, like nah, nigga, like I remember that nigga telling his homeboy, like, nigga, you can't nigga my uncle, my nephew, nigga, that nigga was nigga, that only CD he playing in the cars, me and Too Short over and
Too Short hard though.
Yeah, Too Short is hard as fuck. I can't take nothing from him, and I say, man, shout out to him for that, because it wasn't like he was hitting me over the head like, you know, this verse gonna cost you $10,000 or some shit, like, you know what I'm saying? And he gave me the signature biatch at the end of the verse. I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like he just was on that motherfucker like Too Short, something, you know what I'm saying?
And he was real Too Short.
He was like, I aim for eye, but I hit her forehead. I'm too high, bitch. You know what I'm saying? He hit him with the bitch. I was like, oh, nigga, I got the signature, bitch. You know how much that bitch cost, nigga? Just to have that bitch on your song. So I was out here that. So that's what it felt like working with Too Short in the questions. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Yeah, that shit was. Rest in peace to Uncle Hugh, man. I know that motherfucker, man. When I gave him that, bro, you should have seen how he was playing them. He was playing that shit to all this, everybody that came in the house, he was like, nigga, look, nigga, Diz got a song with Too Short, nigga. He was bumping that motherfucker. I don't care, nigga. Grandma had to hear that shit, everything. That shit nasty as fuck. Nigga, he was playing, everybody ears heard that motherfucker.
That was so what you got going on right now?
Right now, my album is out right now, Pen Attention. Like I play off the word penitentiary, because I was like all these thoughts that was locked up in my head, and then I was like, not only that, pen attention, because I paid attention to my pen. I didn't write no dumb, unnecessary shit. I didn't say, oh, I need to make a song for the bitches, or I need to make a song. I'm gonna make up a song called Weeble Wobble, Weeble Your Knees, Weeble Wobble, Weeble Your Knees, Weeble Your. I didn't, I really paid attention to the beginning, the middle, and the ending of my album, and low key, this was my first all solo project album. That's why I didn't want no gang of features on there. For real, rest in peace for sure, Kimmy Coop. Thank you. And then I didn't want no features, a lot of features on there. JD start the album off. It's called JD Shot Calling, because I felt like he could set your mind up for what you about to hear on the record. For him, just kind of this, it's almost like, have you ever did time?
No. Okay. I was in the military.
Okay. So like when you do time, when you go to jail in California, like it's crazy because your shit is called politicking, but it's politics that come with prison. You know what I'm saying? And when you go into prison, it's gonna be a black representative, a white representative, and a Hispanic representative. So whatever category you fall into, you need to go over there to that group. So it would be somebody like JD doing 28 motherfucking years. He'd be on his like 26th, 27th year, and he'd be coming to talk to us new fresh motherfuckers that's just coming in here like, hey man, this is the rules. The Mexicans gonna get the TV on Monday and Tuesday. The whites is gonna get it on Thursday. We're gonna get it on Friday and Saturday. And then every Sunday we're gonna rotate. The Mexicans gonna get it, then the blacks gonna get it, then the red. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know these you gotta know these shits, and you got an older motherfucker like JD in there telling you, look, for you new motherfuckers that ain't never been to the prison, don't be coming in here talking about nigga this, nigga that, the N-word, stop at the door right now. You know what I'm saying? If you're a blood and you don't want to address this Crip motherfucker as this whoop-de-whoop, he's Kiwi to you, and then the Bloods, the Crips to the Bloods, he's Damu to you. You know what I'm saying? They teach you little Swahili words, and just like, if some, don't be borrowing nothing from another race. You know what I'm saying? It ain't cool to play games with other races up in there. Stick with your own. Our showers is over here. So I kind of like incorporated that kind of feeling when I was like JD Shot Calling with the opening of my album, and I let him do like almost like a spoken word on there. But him, that's the only feature I got on my album besides my wife is singing on a hook, and my homeboy Steph Wise, he from Romania, he's singing on one hook. But other words than that, I got rapper homies, I got a whole bunch of homies, I got homies from the Lynch Mob. I need songs I need to be completing with them and all that kind of shit. And I got other songs with other homies. But I held everything back because I wanted this album to show that what kind of like at Farmers Cup. Who you saw me on stage with? Who?
Yourself.
Okay, so I wanted to show that I could stand alone. I don't need no that. You know what I'm saying? I could bam, song after song after song. I wanted to stand alone on my first shit. But now I'm about to start releasing all kind of shit though. I got a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm just having fun, man. I'm just DR living, chilling out here, you know what I'm saying, raising my two sons. Me and my two sons, they 6 and 5. They Dax and Duke. And my homeboy J-Pad, he produced this song that we got coming out pretty soon. It's a play off of Biz Marquis. Nobody beats the Biz. Nobody beats the Biz. But everybody called me Diz for short. My name Dismost, but everybody Diz. Everybody, you my homie, you know, everybody call me Diz. Hey man, you talking Diz? Woo, woo, woo. So my little sons is hitting it. Nobody beats the diss. Nobody beats the diss. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to with that one time with my little sons. You know what I'm saying? But other words than that, man, I got a gang of heat, man. My shit is dope. I ain't saying that because it's me, but my shit is really dope. It's thought about. All my production is tight. All my you don't listen to my shit and go, man, this nigga faking or this nigga ain't. I don't be making up no shit. I don't exaggerate no way outrageous shit. You know what I'm saying? All these stories I'm telling you is real life shit. I've really, man, I did everything, man. I was Puffy's personal cook. You know what I'm saying? After Biggie died.
Puffy who?
Puff motherfucking in trouble Diddy ass daddy. Motherfucker.
I'm just trying to make sure because you know I'm about to ask you some questions. You know I'm about to ask you some questions. That's why I had to make sure.
Diddy do it, Diddy do it, Diddy. That motherfucker.
You was his cook?
Man, after Biggie got killed, and they first time they came back to LA, I was cooking at a restaurant on Melrose called Uncle Eric's, Uncle E's, a barbecue spot. And we was like one of the only black restaurants on Melrose at that time, and we was barbecue. It was to where like when motherfuckers like Raekwon, Wu-Tang and them come to LA, they come from LAX to Uncle E's, sit down and chill and have a little lunch before they go on and do whatever they about to do. You know what I'm saying? We was that kind of the black spot on Melrose. You got to come check in. We bumping music. You know what I'm saying? We got good food and all this shit. And so one day this Jewish guy who actually he used to eat there all the fucking time. He lived in the neighborhood back behind us. Melrose is like in a predominantly Jewish community. He fucking up the ghetto gourmet. She know fucking he used to come in there and eat, and he was one of the producers at the American Music Awards. And he was like, hey man, Biddy Medina is my friend, and Puffy is coming back in town, you know, since Biggie passed, and they don't want to stay in hotels. They ain't gonna do all that shit. They gonna rent a mansion in Beverly Hills, and could you come cook for them for like 2 weeks? I was like, and so my boss was like, Diz, you know, I'm married, nigga. I gotta go home every night at the end of the night. And I wasn't married at that time. Uncle Eric, she remember. See, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Melrose days. And then bro, I was like, hell yeah, I'll do it. So I went up to the mansion, and you ever seen Money Talks with Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen?
It was that mansion?
You remember that mansion that was in there?
Yeah.
So that was the same mansion we were staying in.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that, yeah. So
hey, what he say? He said he was Harry Belafonte's son or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Damon DeFonte or some shit.
Yeah. That shit crazy.
Rick Damone or some shit.
Yeah, that shit's funny. Stupid ass.
That shit was funny as fuck. But so what happened was, I hear a little one set tripping, trying to open that door. He can't get the door open, but I hear him trying. But anyway, fucking so I was like, yeah. So I stayed up there. I cooked for the Locks, Lil Kim, Puffy, and Mace. And what's up, Duke? You might as well say hi to everybody since you all on the TV. Say what's up.
Hi.
What up?
Get up out of here. Duke. And so then so I cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I never left the mansion. I stayed there all day. I never left. Just in case motherfucker hungry, I was on deck on call to be like, all right, whatever. And so people be asking me now, since all this shit that came up with Puffy, did I see any kind of freaky, wild shit going on? Hey man, I don't know if they was mourning at that time, but wasn't nobody really in no high-spirited, uppity party mode type playing around shit. Matter of fact, one thing that even stuck out to me was that Big Sheik
Luke.
He one night we was because I remember they left in the daytime and they filmed Arsenio Hall maybe like around 3:00 in the daytime. And then you know they filmed it at 3 in the daytime, but then they aired like Arsenio used to come on like at 10:00
at night.
or something.
Like
11 or 10 o'clock or something. And so I remember that night, them saying, hey man, we're gonna go to the Beverly Hills Hotel. It's a party at the Beverly Hills Hotel. So Puffy and Mace and all them motherfuckers left. Lil Kim, they left. But Sheik stayed. He stayed at the kitchen. He stayed at the house with me and was like, man, I'm not fucking around in LA. He was like, they not about to call I remember him saying, man, they not about to be calling my mama talking about, oh, he was only 20 something. Whoop-de whoop 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 whoop. Like he was like, fuck that. I'm not going on these LA streets. And I remember telling him, like, hey man, LA motherfuckers like the locks, man. They like all y'all, man. That shit was between Biggie and Pac, man. Ain't no motherfucking East Coast war to where New York motherfucker just gonna be walking down the street and somebody gonna be like, oh, he's from New York, take off on him or get him and shit. I was like, that shit ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, y'all can go anywhere and do anything. That shit was between them two motherfuckers that got out of control. But one other thing that was kind of crazy too. One day, Mace in the morning, I had, so it was like I was cooking breakfast, like fancy little waffles, pancakes, and excuse me, cut up fruit and shit like that, and all that shit, mimosas and all that shit. And one morning, Mace came down. He was like, oh man, I remember he was in some kind of weird ass little mood and shit. And he was like, oh man, I'm a Harlem nigga, man. I don't need all this old fancy ass shit. He talking shit about all this shit I got. I just got all kind of food just laid out, rich nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, what y'all niggas want today, nigga? Croissants, nigga, turkey bacon, nigga. You want an omelet? You want it over easy, medium, how the fuck, whatever, nigga. I'm there on deck just to cook whatever niggas want. So this nigga came down talking about, oh man, I'm from Harlem. I ain't no fancy nigga. I just want some regular cereal. I'm like, all right, nigga. I was like, nigga. But see, the thing about having me, nigga, is I'm young. I'm the cook and I'm young, nigga. So I got a young mind, nigga. I got Lucky Charms. I got Captain Crunch Berries, nigga. I got Frosted Flakes, nigga. I got Raisin Bran, nigga. I got all kind of every hood cereal a nigga think he could want. Nigga, I had it for your ghetto asses right here. Nigga, I got whatever cereal you want, nigga, from Fruit of Loops on down, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Right here for him. This nigga was like, oh, I remember little attitude changing. This nigga get a big ass Tupperware bowl. This is a ghetto ass nigga. We in a mansion. This nigga get a Tupperware bowl. This nigga like, oh yeah, he gets some like Frosted Flakes or some shit. This nigga pours this big ass bowl of Frosted Flakes. He goes to the refrigerator. The nigga goes, oh man, what the fuck is it wasn't no vitamin D milk. It was like low fat or 2% or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the thin, blue, watery shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was like low fat or something. This nigga was like, oh man, where the vitamin D milk? This nigga start whining like a little baby, nigga. I was like, nigga. So, like fucking Puffy and them, they already told me anything that any artist in this motherfucking house want. Nigga, if Jadakiss would have came to me and was like, nigga, it was 2 a.m. and that nigga said, man, I want a case of Cristal. I got like a bat phone. I have a phone that the niggas gave me. So I called this number at the bottom of the hills in Beverly Hills was a store that just got probably a black card bad boy shit just open for like whatever nigga want. It get delivered up to the house like no problem. You know what I'm saying? So within 10 minutes, nigga, I was gonna have the vitamin D milk up there. I'm telling this nigga, like, nigga, I'm gonna get the vitamin D milk. I just get it ordered. This nigga, like, he said something, and I said, what? And then nigga said, what? And then you know how nigga say what? Nigga say what? Nigga say what? And he be like, nigga, what? And he be like, and then them what's could get out of control. You know what I'm saying? So our what's kind of was getting a little, it was like that nigga said. He said, oh, the nigga said, man, I'm gonna tell Puffy. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, I'm gonna tell Puffy, and he said it like, oh, this like nigga, I'm about to get your ass fired and get up out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Almost right. like I'm gonna tell Puffy, nigga, like you ain't got no vitamin D milk. I said, what? That nigga said, what? I said, what? That nigga said, what? I said, what? That nigga said, and then Jadakiss was like, no, man. just chill out, man. That nigga Puff, he was like Puff be spoiling that nigga like he his own son, Pop. Yo, just chill, man. Don't even ignore that nigga, man. Don't worry about that nigga, man. Don't worry about that nigga. You all right, daddy. Just go ahead, man. Just go ahead. Just call and get just order the shit, man. You all right. So I was like, all right, I called the fucking, you know what I'm saying? I called, got the vitamin D ordering and shit, but otherwise, now I didn't talk to that nigga Mace no more the whole time I was up in there cooking that nigga. I didn't like that nigga really, man. He you could tell, you see how he is with Cameron on that one.
Yeah.
The nigga he got a cocky like you know, like that nigga was like, man, he
It's
acted
kind of
like
awkward, a little awkward.
Man, the nigga acted like he was the man, nigga. And that shit is like irritating to a nigga like me. It's like almost like, nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And like, it was funny too, because nigga said, I heard something like that nigga Mace, he's supposed to got hands. That nigga's supposed to got like some little, you know what I'm saying? So it would have been fucked up if I'd have been telling this story and like Mace would have put hands on me. And I'd have been telling this story like, yeah, that nigga Mace put hands on me one time when I was cooking for this story be sounding fucked up then. But I was willing to fight that nigga, you know what I'm saying? But it would have been fucked. It would have been fucked up if I would have jumped up thinking I could have got some of that nigga. That nigga would have. I'd have been like, damn, this nigga, I got beat up by the shiny suit nigga. You know what I'm saying? That would have been fucked up. So I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, they said they used to call him Mona Lisa or something. Mona Lisa, some name they said they used to call him Mona Lisa, something like that.
I know they used to call that nigga Murder.
Yeah, Murder or Mona Lisa or something like that. But I was gonna say, so what you think about all that Diddy stuff going on though?
Shit, man. It ain't nothing to think about. That nigga in trouble. That nigga, they don't get that nigga.
That video was crazy.
Yeah, they working on that nigga. That shit. All I know is I got a daughter. Nigga,
that's all daughter. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I got a daughter now, so I was like, man, that's somebody's daughter, bro. That's all I was thinking about.
You know the two things that I don't understand about R. Kelly or this motherfucking Puffy shit. One thing I never understood about R. Kelly was like, damn, man, if he would have even peed in my little cousin's face, nigga, if that was my mom's,
you're my third cousin.
If that was my mom's cousin's daughter's niece, nigga, I would have beat that nigga breaks off that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I don't understand where nobody in nobody's family is like, man, fuck the police, man. We ain't about to call the police on this nigga. We gonna go fuck him up. Wait till his ass is at one. Why that nigga ain't been coming out of a concert and you just see R. Kelly getting his jaw broken, his tooth knocked out or something more? Like, nigga, fuck his security guards, nigga. I'm gonna put 4 niggas on his security. First, I'm gonna send 4 dummy niggas in where the security guards is like, with the 4 dummy niggas. And while the 4 dummy niggas is tussling with the security guards, 4 more dummy niggas is coming in and knock this nigga head off until he turned into a dummy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. Like, man, Cassidy, she would have been my daughter's fucking cousin or something. We would have been like, man, no, man, fuck all that, man. We gonna find Puffy, but motherfucking ass coming off a yacht, nigga, something, coming out of some restaurant. Nigga, if paparazzi can find Puffy, we could find him. And we'd have found that nigga and beat him up. Nigga, he would just been beat up, for real. I ain't trying to talk about taking a nigga life, but just beat him up. Let that nigga feel that shit.
I thought it was wild how, like, it's a lot, you know, they showing all those videos of the security guards saying what happened. But I'm like, why y'all didn't stop it when it was going on? Yeah, like, y'all could at least say, like, yo, man. Like, I remember back in the day, man, I had a family member, and he was right in front of me, and he got fighting with his girl. I stopped that shit. I ain't going to let him just sit there and beat on him. I was like, yo, man, just pull him away. So why nobody try to do that if they see him doing that? Why everybody, like, tell the stories now about what happened?
Especially the Gene Deal nigga. He seemed like he was around most of the shit. And that nigga, like, especially when I think I heard that nigga say, yeah, man, I seen him hit his mama before.
Yeah, he got a new one. He slapped his mama. Yeah.
He said, I seen him hit his mama before, and I told him, man, don't ever do that again. Nigga, he was supposed to slap that nigga and be like, nigga, slap your mama again, nigga.
Yeah.
You so it's kind of weird. Nigga, slap your mama again, nigga. Slap your mama again, see what happened. All them niggas, man, that shit, man, niggas be weak for money, man. That shit this showed us how money be just doing
controlling people.
Controlling a motherfucker. But that's some bullshit. Fuck Puffy. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. And another thing is that nigga lucky. He lucky I didn't become super tight with Tupac because I could have poisoned all them niggas up in there when I was.
I know, right?
I could have fucked up the whole bad boy nigga. Everybody would have been Jim. I could have Jim Jones them, the real Kool-Aid Jim Jones. Like, nigga, y'all want some? Nigga, I could have had them sip some Kool-Aid. Nigga, they would have went to sleep and I woke up fucking with me, nigga. But I'm just playing.
Yeah, so we about to wrap it up, but I guess we got a couple more, one more listener or viewer question.
How did you get the name Dismost? Oh shit, I got the name Dismost because my homie Dags, Raz and Dags, they used to dance and shit. But my homie Dags used to be like, nigga, my name was always Dismo. It was Dizmo, like the Gremlin, the Gizmo. Back in the days with like the Gremlins Gizmo, I was Dismo. And then my homeboy in junior high school, I used to always in high school, that nigga, I used to always say shit like they used to play something and I'll be like, man, y'all like these niggas, man? These niggas weak. Get them niggas nothing. I used to always give motherfuckers nothing. They'll motherfuckers will be playing somebody new, they'll play some shit. They'll be like playing that shit. I'll be like, man, y'all like this shit? This shit weak, man. Them niggas is weak. That niggas, my homeboy used to be like, God damn, your name Dismo, nigga, but you be dissing them most. Nigga, you that nigga said, nigga, this nigga Diz be giving nobody nothing. That nigga don't be giving nobody nothing. I used to, and then I used to always be the kind of motherfucker that, like, if we was somewhere and motherfuckers started off in a cipher, you know what I'm saying? We was all rapping. I'd be like, man, this nigga right here is weak as fuck. So I always kind of like got kind of dissing a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? So my homeboy was like, nigga, you diss the most, nigga. And so then as I got older, I dropped the Z from that Dismo, from that Gremlin shit from when I was younger. And my mama used to call me Dizzy when I was a little smaller, Dizzy. You know what I'm saying? So that Diz always kind of stuck with me. And then when I got older, I was just like, yeah. I start taking MCing even just more like serious. I became Dismost. Like, nigga, I diss the most. Nigga, I diss doing the most. You know what I'm saying? That's how the name came about.
What's up? And then what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Man, keep on supporting and keep on being a fan and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, I got some new shit. I got some more shit. I got some old shit. Some shit you never heard before. I got shit that you might have just heard clips of it on Instagram or Facebook, but go to my shit, man. Go listen to the shit. Apple Music, Spotify. Even if you don't got none of them fucking you know, apps where you get your music, my shit is on YouTube Music. Go listen to that shit, stream it. And sometimes when I be raising money at Cash App $Dismost, I'm not raising that money for my personal shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out here in the DR. When I first moved out here, I helped like put this little park together. I put swings and trash cans in the park. Right now, my kids' school actually is in they're in a little need of some more money. Right now, we done raised 3,000, but the goal is to raise 8,000 to keep the doors open at the school. You know what I'm saying? And it's not so much, you know, I'm American, so I could really go pay to go put my kids in some other school, which I don't want to do. I mean, I pay at this school too, but this school, if this particular school closed, it's gonna be a few Haitian kids and Dominican kids that can't even go to the other schools that's around in their area. And they just be home all day in the daytime, and that's fucked up, man. So I'm at 3,000 on the GoFundMe, but you can also Cash App $Dismost, and whatever donations, I always record the people who sent their donations. I show where the money go. You can go on YouTube and type in Dismost the park, and you can see how I did that step by step. Every time the money came in, I showed me take the money off of Cash App, turn it into pesos. Go buy swings, go buy trash cans, get tables made, get the chairs built, get the landscaping cut on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So Man, that's all I gotta say to my people, man. And follow me and fuck with me. Keep on fucking with me and following me, man. Don't do no wrong to nobody, man. Treat everybody how you want to treat them. You to be treated, man. Love everybody. I don't care what race, religion, and all this shit. And man, y'all buckle down for that motherfucking that presidential shit that's about to come up. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to y'all in America. And when y'all ready to run and flee, I hope you got your motherfucking passport to come see me. You feel what I'm saying? Just come, when shit go up, if it go up, you know what I'm saying? Or it might just be just another regular day. Motherfuckers, some bullshit ruling, and it is what it is. But man, I love everybody. One love, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for having me on your show, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No problem. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to say, you got any shout outs?
Shit, shout out to everybody, man. Everybody, shout out to Ina, shout out to Barack, shout out to
everybody in the chat. GG's
Stick,
chat.
I seen Sticks on here. I seen everybody that was in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Shout out the whole lynch mob, you know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Dazzy D, Chili Chill, you know what I'm saying? Yo, fucking Lansky, JD, motherfucking Chap Cheese, motherfucking everybody. Rest in peace, Shody, you know what I'm saying? Shit, fuck, man. Shout out to everybody, man. All my homies, they know who I am, man. I got love for everybody. Everybody got love for me, man. Never take a side. That's a piece of information I give to everybody. Never take a side. When you see two motherfuckers beefing, don't just be like, I'm about to be on that. Don't never take a side. I never take sides, man. Never, and never taking a side, man. I'm still cool with these motherfuckers. I'm still cool with these motherfuckers to this day. To where there's some motherfuckers that can't even stand be in the same room as each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm going anywhere and everywhere, man. So never take a side, man, and just chill out, man. Love life, man. You know what I mean?